Fandom, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking at I Am a Hero, written by Kengo Hanazawa. If you're into zombie apocalypse or you have a passing interest in horror manga, this might be something you want to pick up. We're specifically going to be looking at the Dark Horse published Omnibus edition that just came out last month, and if this bad boy is worth your buy. So let's dive into it. The story centers around the character Hiro. Now, Hiro in the story is a struggling manga artist / manga artist assistant. He's had one book that was published and it did okay, but it really didn't go anywhere. And since then, he's kind of just been on a tough time. He's basically the everyman character, and even in the story he comments how he's not really the main character of a manga story. He's pretty much just the background guy, or the guy that would end up being cannon fodder for something terrible. The trick is with this series, though, that Hiro is a bit mentally unstable, and the series kind of plays with reality and your perception of reality, because there are some times where pages will turn and you'll go, is what I'm seeing something that Hiro is dreaming, or is it something that is actually happening? And that leads me to my first complaint about the series, where at times I kind of found the transition of what's actually going on and what's not going on to be a bit jarring, where I turn the page, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's dreaming. And then I'm going, no, he's not. And then, yes, he is. It was kind of a difficult thing for me to distinguish of what's going on and what's not going on in the page, and it bothered me a little bit. Now, for the first few chapters of this manga, you're going to follow Hiro around his day. And I'm going to be blunt, this was kind of boring. I just did not find the character that interesting. I didn't find him that likable. He's kind of a jerk to a lot of people. His fascination with manga just did nothing for me. He goes on these long tirades of how manga is the greatest thing in the world, how it'll last for generations and generations, and I thought, okay, this is pretty interesting from a character standpoint, and you're trying to develop the character and a lot of the side characters, but for the most part, you're putting me to sleep. I mean, I was expecting a zombie apocalypse book. I was expecting, let's get into zombies real quick. And I know for a lot of people, the slow burn will just be a complete turnoff, me included. However, I will say that once the zombies do hit, the book takes off like you would not believe. Honestly, an apt description of how the book is paced is more along the lines of Shaun of the Dead. If you've ever seen Shaun of the Dead, you know that it takes a while for the zombie apocalypse to actually happen, but you see little glimpses of it in the background. Only in Shaun of the Dead, I think they kind of hid that and then they placed it more intelligently, and it was actually kind of interesting. In this, I was just more of like, let's get to the zombie part. Let's get to the part where it's more fascinating. I really do not like this character. I don't really enjoy his girlfriend. I don't really enjoy his friends, who for the most part don't even like Hiro and think he's pretty much just a waste of space. There's a particular scene in here involving a zombie that I was completely caught off guard because of the fact that I'm used to the Walking Dead roamers that are super slow. You take a bat to their head and they go down. No, the zombies in I Am a Hero are the fast 28 days later, 28 weeks later type zombies where they will chase you down streets and they're bleeding from orifices. Not only that, but they take more than one hit to bring down. You could smack these guys around with a baseball bat for days, and sometimes they will come back up and they'll keep chasing you. Also, the fact that they seem to have some sort of remembrance of their past life because of the way that they talk. Yes, they do talk, not full-on conversations or anything like that, but like little phrases here and there, like drinking, boyfriend, girlfriend. It adds just a little bit of creepiness to it because of the fact that there's still just a little bit of humanity inside of them. The art overall in this series is actually really good. It's not super realistic, but it's still realistic enough where you can go, okay, yeah, I can relate to this. It's a really fascinating style that I haven't seen in manga before. Not that I have too much experience in manga, mind you, but still, I really enjoyed it. The zombies particularly are extremely effective. How he draws them, because they're just bleeding all over the place. There's veins just sticking out. Just some of them are beaten to hell up. It's just, There are a few double page spreads in here which are genuinely very impressive. One involving a little slit on a door where the zombie in one panel is close, then in the next panel is close, and then the next panel is right in your face, and you're looking at it from Hiro's perspective, and it's just, sent chills down my spine. This kind of also leads to my biggest complaint about this book. There is actually a good amount of gutter loss in this book, where some of the double page spreads, they lose a little bit of the impact because Dark Horse's binding is really tight on this, And I was actually disappointed on that. It's something Dark Horse isn't known for. Dark Horse is a company that I know them for quality. And I'm not saying that the book is a complete mess. Far from it. It's actually a pretty well-designed book. It's just something that I noticed and I was like, man, you couldn't have just let the binding loose a little bit more? Overall, I think I Am a Hero is a pretty solid manga zombie story. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit different than Robert Kirkman's Walking Dead, this might be something up your alley. Just know that it is a very slow start, but once it does hit its stride, it really does hit its stride. I don't think it's anything you should really just run out to the store and pick up at the moment, but if you're looking for something a little different, like I said, definitely check this out. I'm going to give this one a borrow. My new scale is going to be pick it up, borrow, or leave it behind. And this one falls in the middle for me. If this is your first time checking out my channel, I do weekly reviews like the one you just saw. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff is going to be in the description below. If you like what I did and you want to help support me, because it does take money to buy these books and a little bit of effort to edit and do everything that I need to do, I'm going to link my PayPal in the description below. I would really appreciate it if you could help a brother out. You don't have to, just a suggestion. But if you read I Am a Hero, I want to know what you think about it. So comment, subscribe, let me know down there. Love to hear back from you. Bye.